To be recognized by the Urban Land Institute for the Lifetime Achievement Award is, in my opinion, the highest honor a development and real estate professional can achieve in South Florida. Laurinda and Bernardo deserve this honor because they are, quite simply, the most important architects in the history of Miami.
They are the architectural firm that's contributed the most to our urban landscape. And I think the reason that they're so good is that they've been able to mix modernity with the light and the water. So good that when you think of Miami, you think of this tropical modernism, which is something that Arquitectonica has sort of branded.
That is the architecture that they brought to this community when they started their practice over 35 years ago. Go back into the 80s when Miami Vice was filmed. And of course, that iconic shot of the palm tree and the hole in the Atlantis, they were evolving on their own a new design and style of architecture. And it also then in turn defined the image of Miami to the world.
He has had a great impact not only on the architecture of Miami, but bringing that tropical modernism that has emanated from Miami to the world. So he represents us very well internationally.
Bernardo and Laurinda are game changers in so many ways, not only in their design talent and their capacity, but I think they are game changers for Miami, as I know of no other ambassador for our city who does so much and goes so far to promote this community.
Very few people have had a greater hand in shaping modern Miami and South Florida than Bernardo and Laurinda.
Well, Bernardo and Laurinda go way back with us. They've been doing related projects for probably 2 decades now. Whenever I have an issue or a problem, I go to Bernardo. He's a great thinker. We enjoy working together very much. We're actually neighbors. So we spend a lot of time together trying to make the cityscape better.
In many ways, Brickell City Center is Arquitectonica. It is Bernardo, and it certainly is Laurinda. The uniqueness of this project, I think, is unprecedented in South Florida and perhaps in the United States as a whole. And they so much are how it evolved. Our design sessions on Brickell City Center with Bernardo in particular in the early days were really an exciting exploration. He was exceptional when he was truly challenged. When we pushed Bernardo beyond his comfort zone, he responded like very few architects can do.
I have never met anybody that works as hard as Bernardo Fort-Brescia and that can keep so many projects in his mind. So when I talk to him, we begin discussing 5 different jobs, and he knows the details of every one of those jobs, even though his staff is working on many of those. And I presume that he's doing the same thing with the many other clients that he has.
Bernardo, I don't know if you've noticed it, but he has a permanent white stain on one of his fingers. And that's from, I think, the thousands and thousands of times that he's rubbing out and erasing the sketches that he does. And it's like a permanent stain that he has on his finger, which is a testament to the work he does and his literal hands-on approach to design.
Arquitectonica has always been very conscious about environmental issues and landscaping, and Laurinda is taking the lead in that. For many of our jobs now, not only do they do, the architecture, but they do also the landscape architecture because they're very conscious of, of the environment.
If you look at the landscaping of Brickell City Center, which recently received Outstanding Landscape Awards, this was really about her team's work and their commitment to native Floridian landscape and the reuse of our existing trees, I think is also unprecedented. And it very much fit so well with Swire's sustainability commitment.
When people look back at the city of Miami 100 or 200 years from now, they will recognize the image of this community from the work of Bernardo and Laurinda. Without question, they are the most famous architects in South Florida.
Our profession is one of public service. We go to architecture school with dreams of creating better places for society. And that is what we do in our office. We design buildings, get them built, and to get them built, we need a client. And the client is a developer. And he's the one that directs the orchestra, within which we're just one of the pieces. We like to think of ourselves as an important piece of that orchestra, but the reality is that we wouldn't be where we are without developers believing in us, wanting to build our buildings, and making sure that they're executed right. And ULI is made up of those people that architects like us depend for our pride in what we do and for accomplishing what we dreamt of when we were in architecture school.
The lesson I've learned over the years is that architecture and landscape architecture are very collegial endeavors which involve a thought of exchange of ideas amongst the designers themselves. And really, in my estimation, you want to hire a team that's a very thoughtful group who together can think their way through the most complex of problems.
We're able to bring to our firm people who have really changed the company and have done amazing things for Arquitectonica around the world. And I think we need to give credit to the teamwork that has made this firm what it is today.
If I could summarize how we're thinking today, I think that we consider the environment long before we consider the building we're going to insert into it. And that sort of thinking is the key to designing in the future in Miami.
When I come back from one of our trips to projects elsewhere in the world, and I arrive here, I realize always what a young city we are, how there's so much more to do here. We are barely 100 years old, and there's so much still to do to build this city, to make it a better place, and make it the best city in the world. It is a city where there's so much room, so much more growth to happen. It's in a blessed geographic location, with a blessed climate, with amazing people from all over the world. And I think that the future is here, actually, more than any other place. So I want to thank the ULI membership for allowing us to do what we like to do. And it is thanks to organizations like this one that our profession thrives and that development quality keeps improving in the United States.
Laurinda and Bernardo, on behalf of Anna and myself, congratulations on this richly deserved recognition. I can think of no two recipients more worthy of ULI's highest honor.
Congratulations, but most of all, thank you for all you've done for us at Swire over the years. This is a special moment, and we wish you all the best.
I think you guys are absolutely fantastic. You know, it's been a great pleasure and an honor to have had the opportunity to work with you on so many creative projects. I can't think of any two people that are better deserving of this award, so congratulations and well done.